because we still have to work in, so we have to keep going. Why have we not shut down? Because we believe, I mean, in the current administration and what the plans they are putting in place currently. I pass by the unit every day and I see people are, still grinding, and, you see some work going on. So I think it gets us some satisfaction to know that, listen, in the shortest possible time, I'm not sure what the timelines are, but we hope and believe that we should be seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. But then again, the other factor which I am again concerned about, looking at it, from a generalist or a systemic view, is the fact that we also need a lot of health workforce. Indeed, I mean, when we used to operate, let's say the 8 dialysis machines, we had all these hard-working nurses who are ready to learn. We would teach them. They are doing things right. Our outcomes were good and all. But guess what, David? All of them, or virtually all of them, are on their way out of the country now. Most of them have left. The rest that are hanging around with the requisite know-how, trust me, David, they are hot cake in the UKs and the US and all. They are hot cake because, dialysis is a specialized area. And if they know that, people who are trained in Ghana are good, they just, take them all out. So there has to be that conversation also, or else what I'm afraid is that afterwards we have all the 20 machines, and guess what? The conversation will be, who are we going to work with? We need some requisite staff to be able to manage the place. Technicians, you need dietitians, you need people who know well about kidney disease. And again, even for the doctors also, as nephrologists, I mean, our numbers are also extremely few. And again, we need a lot of training into some of these subspecialty areas to be able to ensure that we deliver the best of care for our patients.
Well, I didn't hear an answer to my earlier question. I'll come back to it. But where you have also landed on right now is another area of concern, where you're talking about the fact that the trained and experienced hands are the ones that are leaving. Doctors, nephrologists are leaving, trained nurses are leaving, dietitians are leaving. I don't know whether you are going to be leaving too, but what will it take for them to stay and work and serve us?
David, now, I mean, some 2-3 years ago, nurses used to go and picket, at finance, the finance, ministry, asking for, them to just be employed, So I think it's all the bottom line. I mean, if people would be able to get what they deserve, I mean, to be around again, I mean, that's a big question. I mean, I keep being asked, Elliot, why I see you still here? Why are you still here? But, we are trusting that we are here because, some of us believe we've been called to be here to do the best we can under the circumstance. But again, sometimes it becomes a bit pushy, and how personally I vent my anger is to try and make sure the next person does not get kidney disease. So with all the engagements I've had with you, what I'm so passionate about is, trust me, listen, the system might not be perfect anytime soon, but nonetheless, what you can do for yourself as an individual who is listening to us now, who is watching us now, is to prevent yourself from getting the disease in the first place, prevent your family from getting it in the first place, and then this will not become an issue. But trust me, the way kidney disease comes, unknowingly, without symptoms, people are always caught by surprise. And that's why I keep saying that, keep checking yourself once in a while. Don't just walk around and say, I am healthy. That is not helpful, because more often than not, a lot of patients that I see, they will tell you 3 months ago, I was very healthy. And you are seeing them now, and the kidneys are like totally gone, where now they need dialysis and then they cannot afford. So for me, that is the passion, to ensure that the next person does not get it, for us to even talk about this dialysis and all of that. And then again, the next bigger conversation is that, listen, if you don't have a lot of dialysis machines and we are able to build our transplant program, so people get the kidney disease, they're on dialysis for a short period of time, and then they get a donor, they get their kidneys, fixed for them and all of that, then the traffic will be moving, so to speak, for the few who would end up getting, the kidney disease. Then we wouldn't have a big conversation on this. But all of these places, from the prevention, from the healthcare system, from the dialysis issues that we have just discussed, all the way to the transplant, there are issues along all of these cadres. And that is why it is so important that as a people, we try to stop it from, nip it in the bud from the prevention point. As, some of us as advocates try to push, the government to try and do its bit, to be able to salvage the few who would end up getting kidney failure.
Now, I